Namaste.
Namaste.
Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I have a new guest. This is Kari. She is also a local climber at this gym, but she is also a yoga instructor. So today's episode will be mostly about climbing and yoga, and let's see if we can learn some new skills. Will you tell me a little bit about your background from climbing and yoga?
So my climbing skills is quite new. I've only been mostly bouldering for 1.5 years. But I started outdoor bouldering, so it's the outdoors that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah. Compared to others?
To you. But I've been teaching yoga for 5 years, I think. Yeah. And I'm also teaching here at the gym. So that's, yeah.
And it is all kinds of yoga because there are different like Ashtanga, Vinyasa, I don't remember all.
Yeah.
Yin.
Yeah.
What is your favorite?
So my type of yoga that I'm teaching is Vinyasa, so it's dynamic classes.
Yeah.
Always a lot of mobility and warming up the joints, and then strengthening as well, and some breathing and meditation as well incorporated in the classes. Yeah.
And how do you find that yoga and climbing combine?
Very good. Yeah. So in climbing, it's a lot about focus, and you have to be very present where you are and where you're going, and also about your body. So if you haven't warmed up, you have to also be aware of how your body's today and not how it was yesterday. And that's also a lot of what we focus on in the yoga class, about our mindset and about getting to know our physical body and our energy. And so it's yoga is well combined with everything, but I think especially climbing. And the other way around as well. So it's a lot of things that climbing can help in the yoga practice. So many yoga teachers or maybe not many, but there are cases where yoga students and teachers get injured because we're not focusing so much about strength training. We are a lot about flexibility in our body. So it's also a practice about me being mindful about that. And also about enjoying more the practice, having fun. And that's something that I really take with me from the climbing. Yeah. To have fun with it. Yeah. So it goes both ways.
Sounds good. So the theme for today's video will be some yoga exercises with the hip opening and useful movements in the climbing wall as maybe a warm-up part. And then we will see when we go downstairs to boulder if we climb the same way or if Kari uses the yoga background in other ways that I do. And maybe we can learn some tips for our own climbing. So we start sitting down?
We start sitting down, yeah. Starting with grounding. So often when we come from work or come from some places, it helps to just let go of whatever, like a new page of the chapter kind of thing. Also in life, but also in our yoga practice. So starting just by sitting still and focusing on you. So this space that we're on, like this yoga mat, is also a good mindset for you to be like in your practice. You can also do yoga outside of the mat, but to me at least it helps to be on a mat.
Makes sense for me too, I guess.
Yeah, good. So you can start by having your hands on your knees, palm facing down, and just rolling your shoulders up, back, and down. So if you want, you can also close your eyes or keep them open. If you have them open though, try to have your gaze focused on one point. So just still your mind and do not focus on more things at the same time. An opposite way. So in the yoga practice, usually I have a lot of blocks and props to help with the practice, but I knew that you were kind of flexible, so I didn't bring anything for us today. You're welcome. And relax the shoulders, and then making circles around your hip. So if you want, you can do cat-cow variations, so you're rounding and swaying. instead of having a stiff back.
Yeah, that was good.
And here you can also incorporate your breath. So inhaling, coming to the front, and exhale, coming to the back. That's also something that is very useful when climbing, to remember to breathe.
Because you often like stop breathing when you're doing something hard, and you feel like after that you're almost passing out.
Yeah. And also the same with holding the breath, to be comfortable to hold your breath for a long time, because like if you're practicing on the hangboard, for instance, it can be useful to hold your breath. And then opposite direction, also swap which foot is in front of the other. So we're just warming up our joints, especially our hip, and what we're most comfortable with. At least for me, that's also what I'm doing the most.
Yeah.
So it helps to practice with other people, so that you're getting outside of your comfort zone and also get to know your body more as well.
It's like in the climbing wall, if you are alone, you normally just go to like jugs and problems you know that you like, but when you're with others, you have to adapt more.
Yeah. Okay, coming to center, and then stretching your right leg out and flexing the foot, having the hands on your knees still, and making circles here as well. So now you feel it more on the inside of your right thigh. And the point is not to be 100% into the stretch, but more like 40 to 60%.
Okay.
Since we're just warming up. And rather using the breath to relax more. Nice. You can let your right hand come to your ankle, and then left arm stretching over. Finding stillness here.
I really love this pose. It's the best.
Especially in the morning, when we've been laying in like, maybe a bit uncomfortable positions.
Old woman pose.
Yeah.
Or tired back.
Okay, can come up, and then finding a twist. So your left hand comes behind you and your right hand comes to your knee. And then using that right hand to come into the twist and still flexing your right foot and right leg, So inhale, coming to the front and swapping legs. And now, nice to not use the hands. Just opening. Yes, nice. Still hands on your knees and making circles. So in my practice, also in the classes that I hold, I try to incorporate more how to get into poses and how to get out of poses. And that's also very useful in the climbing gym. So be very mindful of those small muscles that you have, and not to forget about your focus in between stuff, but still being focused when you're entering something new, if that makes sense.
But you feel that when you're climbing at the wall as well, that you need to be like aware of how you use your muscles, and do you think a lot about it when you're climbing?
Yes, but more about your focus then. Like if you're jumping down and then you're kind of off again in your mindset, like you're not jumping or you're not climbing, but then you're still present. So being mindful of like, did I hurt myself, or am I happy, or am I angry that I fell down, or
what do I feel right now?
Yeah. Left hand to the ankle and right hand over.
I'm always very happy when I fell down.
Looks like it on Instagram.
Yeah, not when I'm alone.
Yeah, my yoga teacher told me that when you wake up, you have a choice to either be happy or to be very happy. And I think that's a very good way of looking at life. And then rotating over to the right. So even though we have having a really bad month or time, is always like a little bit of light. You know, it's not always just sad or negative. It's always a little bit of goodness.
Well, I will try to think about that tomorrow morning. I kind of forgot it today.
Okay, and then coming to the front. So another transition that I really like is to have your feet flat down, your arms on the inside of your legs, and then opening your knees, and then using momentum to come up on your feet.
Almost. Show it again.
So the trick is to be on the front and not on the back, because then you're falling down.
Tilt your pelvis.
Yeah, exactly. So for me it helps to round and then coming to the front. It's very few that does it on the first try, so it's a good practice. It's a fun challenge.
This is warm up, yeah.
Using your core, yes. And then just stretching your knees and rocking a little bit here. Maybe from side to side. Can have the hands on opposite elbow, bending one and one knee. Nice, relaxing your arms and then rolling slowly. So pushing your feet down on the mat, rolling all the way up, head coming up last. Rolling your shoulders. Yes. Okay, so the other thing that I want to show you about like transitions is if you're at the front of the mat and we're coming into chair pose, for instance, so we're placing your hands down, front and up, bending your knees, and then if we want to come into a high lunge from here, instead of just like putting it down, we're finding focus by placing the weight over to your left foot. Also is a very thick mat, so the balance is very more challenging here.
Yeah, so I haven't thought about that, but of course it's more difficult.
And also this is very soft, so it's double softness. So placing the weight over to your left foot, and then the right foot slowly comes back, and your toes come down. Yes, and then stretching your arms up. Nice. Again. And then coming back, so the same, pushing your weight to the left foot, and your right foot comes to the front, and finding both legs down. Opposite, so your left foot comes back, weight over to your right. Or was it the same leg now?
I think I changed.
Because I usually mirror, but now I don't, so I'm very confused.
I think it was right.
And the same. So weight to the front, and then placing your left foot front.
The video will show us.
Yeah. Okay, stretching out your legs and arms down. Nice. So I usually do more in my practice, but that's just a few things. Another very favorite of mine, can I show?
Yeah. Of course. Go for it.
It's not Navasana, it's Malasana. So your legs is a bit wider than your hip width, bending your knees outwards, sitting down. So it's also called yogi squat. Yes, perfect. And then your palms comes together, and then using your elbows to open up the hip. So your chest is proudly to the front, trying to push your shoulders back. So you want your shoulder blades to push together. Yes, good. And then your chin a little bit in. So here you can also have the weight over to one and one foot. So in a yoga class, often what I've been met with is that the teacher is very conscious of having your knee over your ankle and like all the alignments very specific. But if you have a healthy body, and also in climbing, the knee is not always over the ankle.
No, that's true.
Usually it's very weird. Also outside, the nature just gives you everything. You're finished?
Yeah. Too much.
Too much. Because I want to show you a transition here.
Yeah, sure. I just need to wake up those legs. I go back again.
I realize now that my most important feature in the yoga class is the transitions.
Yeah.
That's what
So let's see this transition.
So here as well, stretching your arms to the front, rounding so that you're putting your bum down, and then lifting up your feet into Navasana, boat pose. Yes, good. And then crossing the legs and sitting up straight.
It's hard.
Yeah. Good. I don't know where I was going with another sentence that I was. Yeah, about alignment. So also it's okay to be playful and not to always have like the correct alignments, especially what you see on Instagram, on pictures and stuff. It's not supposed to look like that for everyone.
No.
You have to focus on what your body wants to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what feels correct for you, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Yoga with Adrian on YouTube, which is I think everyone's heard of. It's like do what feels good.
Yeah.
That's like her slogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably smart.
Okay. Namaste.
Now, I turn off the camera and she starts doing all the yoga tricks. Try again.
So I'm not a yoga teacher who can do handstands, but I practice. So I have my hands straight down from my shoulders, spreading the fingers, gripping on, and then I'm just jumping with my heels into my bum. And that's resting but pushing away from the shoulders.
Yeah.
I think it's like called donkey kick or something. It's fun. But you should have your wrists warmed up.
Yeah. It's probably better. So to find like balance up there.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Can you do headstand?
Yeah, I could.
You could.
I could a few years ago.
Because that's also another fun transition. So we're gonna do I think it's called the clown headstand. So we make like a triangle on the mat where your hand is straight down.
You made a triangle.
I actually did. I didn't mean to.
What do you have on the
Chalk.
So how do you do?
Yeah. So you're
Clean stuff. Clean mats. Feel like putting my head down on this one.
Okay, so the first thing though is to find the top of the head.
Yeah.
So you use the root of your hand between your eyebrows, then having the hand on your head, and then the middle finger, that point is the top of your head. So
the crown.
It usually feels further back than but that's the top. So if you think it's to the front, your head will be either this or this, and it's not good.
No.
So top of your head, at the top of the triangle, your hands straight down from your shoulders. But we're gonna find a transition. So first,
of course, let's find the transition.
The transition is so first warming up your wrists, either by doing circles or a flower. Yeah, I have warm wrists. So yeah, this as well. Very good.
Waves.
This, yeah. So we're gonna find a crow pose. It's with your elbows inside of your knees and lifting up. So when you feel like you want to be heavy because someone is lifting you and you don't want to, you're doing the opposite now. So you're trying to be light, if that makes sense. So leaning the weight to the front and then lifting up maybe one in one knee and then placing the top of the head down and then coming up to a headstand. And from here, you can open, making a diamond shape, and then coming down. And from here, trying to have the weight so that you're getting up, back, and then placing
Is this beginner class, Kari?
No. But we had turned off the camera and then we were doing advanced stuff, so now it's advanced session.
No, it's advanced session. Okay, let me see if I can remember everything.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yes, crown of the head, pushing the belly in, and then when you're lifting up your legs, trying to push your thighs together. If you're rolling or falling over, just have your chin into the chest. Nice. Nice.
Perfect. Scary. But yeah, it was something.
Yeah. It was something.